We went out of town with a few close friends, just trying to escape the noise of the city and have some fun. My friend Den was the one who found this place. A cabin in a secluded area surrounded by woods. "It'll be peaceful," she said. "Cozy, quiet, no distractions." The pictures looked dreamy. Warm lights, tall pine trees, and a misty trail leading up to the porch. It looked like something out of a storybook. We left around mid-afternoon, but traffic was a nightmare. What was supposed to be a 3-hour drive stretched into 5. The sun dipped below the horizon way too fast. And before we knew it, we were driving under a dark sky. The trees around us are getting thicker and more twisted. The road narrowed, and the few signs we saw were worn and barely readable. The GPS kept glitching out, recalculating every few minutes. One of us joked that it felt like the kind of nights where people just vanish. We laughed nervously. Then the road got really dark. I mean, unnaturally dark. Our headlights barely reached 10 feet ahead, and even with the high beams, the woods seemed to swallow the light. There were no houses, no streetlights, just endless black trees lining both sides of the road like silent watchers. Only a few cars passed by us, all going in the opposite direction. Most of them didn't even have their headlights on. That's so weird and impossible. And that was the first thing that felt off. Then we saw something. At first, it looked like an animal, crouched by the side of the road. Lee slowed down. "What is that?" she muttered. We all leaned forward. It stood up. Not walked, stood. Its movements were jagged, like it wasn't used to having limbs. It was tall, at least 7 feet, and thin. Way too thin. Its skin looked like it had been stretched too tightly over its bones. Pale and slick like it was soaked in something. And then it turned toward us. What the fuck? Its face, if you could call it that, was wrong. What is this? It has a lot of eyes with different sizes. Blinking out of sync. Its mouth was just a jagged tear across its head, stretching far too wide. And it was smiling. Lee floored it. We sped past it, hearts pounding. No one said a word for a solid 5 minutes. Then our car suddenly jerked. Something hit the back. What was that? I looked behind us. There was nothing there, but the sound didn't stop. A dragging noise. Like fingernails scraping across metal, echoed from the roof. "Don't stop," someone whispered. I think it was Russ in the back. She had her hands over her mouth. Then a tapping, soft, deliberate, on the passenger window. I turned my head slowly. A face was pressed against the glass. Not outside, but inside. We screamed. Lee swerved and the car nearly hit a tree. Whatever it was disappeared like smoke. The tapping stopped. So did the sound on the roof. We drove the rest of the way in silence, not even daring to look at each other. When we finally reached the cabin, we rushed inside, locked the doors, closed the blinds, and huddled in the living room. The woods outside were still. Too still. No wind, no bugs, no sound. That night, none of us slept. And in the morning, when we checked the car, the roof had long, deep scratches running from the windshield to the trunk, like claw marks. We left the cabin that same day. Den tried to find the listing later. It was gone. The location was just empty woods on the map. We still don't talk about what we saw. But sometimes, when it's dark and I'm driving alone through a wooded road, I see headlights in my rearview mirror and a face reflected in the glass.